So, Bates, I'll see you on duty tomorrow. Good night, Barrow. You do know I wish you every good fortune.
I believe so. Thank you, my lord. To the victor, the spoils.
What will you do?
Oh, what's it to you?
You're right. It's nothing to me.
I'm afraid I've heard Mr. Carson's going to let him off.
What can I do about it?
So you won't tolerate it? Unless he's going to give him a bad reference, you're going to tell the police.
I can do that. Could I?
Why not? And won't you have to, if you don't want folk to think there's something funny about you?
It's a good job that's supposed to be eaten cold.
Mr. Barrow? What in heaven's name are you doing out here? I know you're leaving, but things can't be as black as all that. You're trained now. You can apply for a position as a butler.
You don't know everything, then?
Then will you tell me everything?
I'm afraid if I do message you, that it will shock and disgust you.
Shock and disgust? My, I think I have to hear it now. Come on. You cannot allow him to blackmail you like this. And before you ask, Thomas has told me the whole story.
I'm only sorry you had to listen to such horrors.
Why? Do you think Thomas is the first man of that sort that I've ever come across?
Well, I'd hope so.
Well, he isn't. And I'll tell you something else. I think James may have led him on.
What? Oh, I cannot listen to such allegations.
Calm down. I don't mean deliberately, but he's a vain and silly flirt. He may have given Thomas the wrong impression without meaning to.
I can hardly believe we're having this conversation.
Maybe not, but I won't sit by and let that young whippersnapper ruin a man for the rest of his life. Not a man who was wounded in the service of king and country.
We may have no choice. These practices, with which you're apparently so familiar, are against the law.
I know that.
Very well, then. If we stand up to James and he goes to the police, it will only put Thomas in prison, which he will not thank you for.
Inspecting the love nest.
Just fetching some coal.
I envy you.
Whatever you say.
No, I mean it. A happy couple and everyone's so pleased for you. Can't imagine what that's like.
Perhaps you should try being nicer.
It's being nice that got me into trouble.
What do you mean?
Never mind. I'll be gone soon. And how are your hair? You'll be glad of that.
Yes, I will be.
I assume I can count on you, Mr. Molesley.
Oh, I'll say. There's not much I don't know about cricket.
You make me quite nervous. So, with you, me, James, Alfred, both you hall boys, that makes 6 from down here.
I can't play, Mr. Carson, but I can keep score.
Good, very good. So, with his lordship, Mr. Crawley and Mr. Branson, we're already 10.
What about you, Mr. Barrow?
I think I'll be gone by then.
Yes, you will.
Why are you bothering Miss Thomas? He's going. Good riddance.
I don't know. Something he said. I feel funny taking his job.
You haven't taken his job. He filled in for you while you were away, that's all.
I might ask Mrs. Hughes. She usually knows what's going on. Oh.
Which is more than you do.
Now I understand it.
You're not too shocked, then?
No. But why is Mr. Carson? It's not as if none of us knew.
I think the point is we didn't know officially. That's what Mr. Carson finds hard. He can't avoid the subject any longer because it's lying there on the mat.
And he can't stand up to Jimmy?
He says he's powerless. And it's true we won't help Thomas by putting him in prison.
I wouldn't wish that on any man. Imagine me feeling sorry for Thomas.
Life is full of surprises.
Prison's changed you. There was a time when nothing was too bad for me as far as you were concerned.
Prison has changed me. You do know Miss O'Brien is behind it.
Knew someone was. Jimmy would never think of it for himself.
Doesn't it bother you that she'll get away with it?
Not really.
Without a reference, after 10 years here? You'll never work again.
Not in England. But elsewhere, maybe. A cousin in Bombay. I might go there. I like the sun.
There must be something you know about Miss O'Brien you can use against her.
You've heard of the phrase, to know when you're beaten. Well, I'm beaten, Mr. Bates. I'm well and truly beaten.
Then give me the weapon and I'll do the work. What can I say that will make her change her mind?
But why here? I don't like the idea of her being our first visitor.
I want to be away from the others.
I don't know why you're doing this. You don't even like Thomas.
Because I know what it is to feel powerless. To see your life slide away and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Quite the orator. Have you thought about standing for Parliament?
Oh, yes. Very nice. It'll be even better with a bit of money spent on it.
Can I get you some tea?
If I'm staying long enough. I don't know what it is Mr. Bates wants to see me about.
You'll have time for tea.
Well, I am surprised to find that you're a fan of Mr. Oscar Wilde.
You've known about Mr. Barrow all along. So what's changed now?
Perhaps I've come to my senses.
You mean you found a way to be even nastier than usual?
Oh, get back in the knife box, Miss Sharp.
I want you to persuade Jimmy to let Mr. Barrow have a reference. So when he leaves here, he can start again.
Why would Jimmy listen to me? I won't do it.
I think you will.
I'm going.
Sort it out by this evening.
Oh?
Or you'll find your secret is no longer safe with me.
I'm just saying I think you've made your point. To let it go now would be the gentlemanly thing to do.
You said that if I let it go, they'd think I was up to the same thing. That I wasn't a proper man.
If you'd done nothing, yes. But this way, you'll come across as merciful and not vindictive, do you see?
I never wanted to push it this far.
Then you'll be glad to stop it.
You sure I won't be made to look a fool?
Far from it. I think they'll hold you higher in their estimation.
Ah, James, upstairs, please.
May I have a word with you, please, Mr. Carson, before we go up?